We're just going to take a look at the wedding industry over the past 13 years. I've been a wedding photographer full-time really for the past 13 years, and I've seen a lot of changes in the industry, so I just thought I'd share a few things with you. If you're looking to really grow your business over the next 10 years, so we're looking from 2020 to 2030, and you think you're going to really grow it, it's important to look at the past 10 years first. So I've come over to Google Trends. All you need to do is type into your search engine Google Trends, and you'll get this screen. And what we're going to do, all of this graph is from January 2004 all the way through to present day. So today, July 2018. Now this is looking at the searches that have been made on Google. I'm literally typed into the search box, and it's looking at the volume of searches over that time period. So I'll just put in wedding dress, and it comes up with this graph, and you can see the peaks and the troughs. The first thing to look at is searches over time. Is December is obviously not a good time, because all the troughs tend to be for the searches around Christmas, and then you suddenly get this rise in January. So starting to look at these graphs is really important. You might see some real peaks here. I'll let you guess what they are, but obviously I'll give you a clue. Royal weddings. So the search is for wedding dress in the United Kingdom. Just have a look at when these times were, and you've got the peaks, and that will give you some security that Google know what they're doing. The statistics we're getting from Google now, because it's a mature system, over the past 10 years, and because I've been running Google AdWords campaigns over that 10 years, I've got all the data. So a lot of what I'm saying will reinforce what's going on. Some of this will shock you if you're just getting into the wedding photography industry. What I'm going to show you may be slightly negative, but don't worry too much, because things do change. And what I've seen with Google Trends, things will change, but it's just a matter of which market you're going to get into really. I run one-to-one workshops with wedding photographers. I don't advertise it too much. If you've found this video, then it might be on YouTube, it might be on someone else's page, but get in touch if you need help with your business. I do offer a free initial consultation, and I can definitely improve your business. So looking at this data, let's compare that. Well, we won't do a compare actually at the minute. Let's just do wedding photographers. Now you saw that wedding dresses was quite consistent really it's actually growing. So your first figure is 17. This isn't searches, this is volume really. All we're looking at is the start figure and the end figure here, and we're up to 34. So the searches for wedding dresses is actually improving and growing, which doesn't follow the trend of the fact that marriages are actually going down slightly, but still people are interested in wedding dresses. So let's try wedding photographers. Now you're about to see something that will shock you. Again, don't be too worried. Look at this slope. So January 2004, we're sloping all the way down to present day. And I've been through every key phrase with wedding photographers, and I've got the statistics, and as I say, I've been running AdWords campaigns for years and doing it for other people. Unfortunately, the brides are getting less and less interested in wedding photographers. This is a big problem. Now, you could say that's due to camera phones, which has made a massive impact in my opinion. Most wedding photographers refuse to accept that. But if you talk to people that have done 200-300 weddings and been over the past 10 years and the 10 years before that, so it's a 20-year period, I can assure you there's been a massive impact. Now the area where we were photographing weddings was actually 2006 area. We still are photographing weddings. I'm still doing 15 a year, a particular market that I enjoyed doing weddings in. But we'll talk about that if you get in touch with me. So this area was the was really, really high. That's all I can say. The area where I was doing the most weddings, and to be honest with you, I was not only booking myself, I was booking 2 other photographers at this time. And all of a sudden we got this slope that's coming down and there's less interest. And if you do this for wedding photography, you can go to Google Trends and you can really try and see what's going on. But this slope is not good for our industry. If you compare that to photo booths, now photo booths, when I started out in photography, wedding photography 13 years ago, was literally, if you stayed in the evening, the couple might ask you to just set up in the corner with a flash and talk to the guests and try and get some nice images of them, maybe, I don't know, laughing, whatever. Photo booths have come in and you're getting this rise in photo booths. Now, a lot of the photographers have been working over the last 3 years who are watching this. Imagine you've been to the wedding, you haven't got a photo booth yourself, so you're not that interested in that, you're a wedding photographer and you enjoy that. You will notice that they are booking the photo booths, and the photo booths are costing probably sometimes more than most wedding photographers, or in some cases, at least 50% of what they'd pay for the wedding photographer. So a lot of the budget, and weddings are all about budgets. If you don't think that's true and you're purely focusing on wedding photography, you're making a big mistake. Weddings are completely budgeted out, allocated money. This is how much our wedding's going to cost, and people are working within a price range. If you're thinking why they max out at £1,000, there's a reason. It's budget. If they start spending an extra 500 quid here, 500 quid there, they spent 10 grand very quickly. So don't forget that. So the rise in photo booths against wedding photographers is steadily rising, and as you can see, photo booths are becoming more popular than wedding photographers. Now, I'm generalising here. You're going to have to take my word for it on this. And as I say, people that have worked over the past 3-5 years, been to the photography shows, they know this is happening. Photo booths are actually becoming more popular than wedding photographers, and that is just, you arrive in the evening and everyone floods to the photo booth. And if you think about it realistically, by that time in the evening, they've actually had enough of the wedding photographer being there. And you've got to ask yourself, why are we still there? Well, I'm personally not. I have realised this, and I have handed that over to photo booth companies. Again, I can't go into everything. This is just an overview of what's going on at the moment. So we've done it against photo booths. We can see there's a rise in photo booths and a decline in wedding photographers' searches for wedding photographers. This is Google's data. I know this isn't taking into account wedding fairs, magazines, whatever, but I can pretty much assure you that these statistics are the best statistics at the moment that we can have. Let's just plot that now against wedding dresses. Sorry, my computer's a bit slow, but the screen capture slows it down a bit. So what we're doing there is we're just looking at how popular wedding dresses are against these two. And we're starting to see that still they've got this really good pattern for wedding dresses. This is showing a strong pattern of a trough at Christmas, then you've got your peak in January when you get your major searches, then you get a fall off through the summer, but there's still search volume there, and then you get your fall off for Christmas, back up again. This graph, you will see it over and over again with the wedding industry. And you may think that I'm analysing a bit too much here, but the bottom line is all the money you're spending on advertising in magazines, whatever advertising you're doing, most of it's being wasted, to be honest with you. What I specialise in is maximum value per click. So what I've been doing this a long time. My wife was obviously an AdWords expert, else I wouldn't be a wedding photographer now. She taught me a lot, and I've just taken it further through Google on into Facebook advertising, and I've pulled the whole thing together now. So I say again, you know, get in touch if you're having problems. I can show you how to get the maximum for your spend on your advertising. We use Google Analytics, conversion tracking, we use everything that's out there to get this right. I don't really work for any other industry, just wedding photographers. If you're looking to just pick my brain a little bit, please get in touch. There's no problem at all. Don't expect the major answers, but yeah, just get in touch. So wedding dresses are very popular. What about wedding cars? You're almost guessing even before I'm doing them now. So what would you expect with wedding cars? What's going on? People actually searching for wedding cars? Do you find when you're going to weddings, they're not actually using wedding cars anymore? The odd wedding, if you're high-end weddings, they're definitely going to have a wedding car. The average lower-end wedding, are they actually using wedding cars? Well, look, there's a decline in wedding cars. And they're more important than photographers. Now, this is what you start looking at. The trend at the moment is less and less interest in wedding photography and wedding photographers. This is worldwide. This is not just the UK. If you are watching it from the US, let's just flick it over and see what's going on over there for you. And we can have a look at your graphs. Now, when you're doing your market research, this looks like I'm being negative, but what we're actually doing is we're finding the next 10 years. What's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? I pretty much know what's going to happen. That's my job. I now, you know, look into these businesses. I can see what's happening. So in the US, they've got exactly the same pattern, basically. Now, wedding dresses are falling off a little bit there, but generally, and why I'm using wedding dresses as an average, if you like, is because it's consistent through every wedding. Every bride is looking at a wedding dress, doesn't matter if it's a white one, a red one, they are searching for wedding dresses, getting ideas about wedding dresses. The whole industry is based around the dress. There's only one other statistic we might put in there, which is wedding venues. We're in the United States now, so we will switch back to the UK. I'm just trying to show you that wedding venues. I'm going to stop in a second because I'm going to split these videos up for you. They will be on richardbarleyphotography.com in the wedding section, so if you might be there now. But let's just do this last one for wedding venues. We'll do United States and we'll do UK. Wedding venues nicely increasing, and you see this time and time again on the internet. So people are searching for wedding venues. They've got the same trough, the same shape, same statistics. So we're looking at wedding venues are having a field day. Now you're starting to get a feel for what's going on. Wedding photography is declining. Wedding venues, wedding dresses are all consistent or growing. Wedding cars aren't. So this is good. You might think this is negative. It's not, because this might save you a fortune over the next 10 years just looking in Google Trends. One last one. Let's go back to the United Kingdom. And I just want you to look at wedding dresses, which is in yellow, and the purple colour, which is wedding venues. And this isn't made up statistics. This is literally people searching into the Google for the past 10 or so years. This is the final one, then we'll have a break. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to do a playlist that will be just for internet marketing, maybe for wedding photographers. There you go. So we've got the graph for the United Kingdom, holding steady with the wedding venues. Wedding dresses, absolutely fine. Wedding cars, declining. Wedding photographers, declining. Photo booths, even though it's a tiny little graph now, you can see that actually photo booths are just as important as wedding photographers, and they are growing. They're sort of, the last one I will do is, let's just delete these. By the way, if this is confusing you going through this, just get in touch. We'll go through with your business, we'll pick it to pieces, and we'll see exactly what you're going to do with it over the next 10 years. Save yourself a fortune and a lot of time, because I've made all the mistakes that you're about to make. Let's get rid of these, and we'll just do photo booths. And I imagine after watching this video, quite a few people will go out and buy photo booths. Just bear in mind, you're looking at a saturated market again. There's a lot of companies out there offering that. I'm not saying don't go and buy one. If you add it onto a wedding photography business, have you got the perfect business? Well, this is what we're going to look at. Maybe not in this video, but here we go. Just going to leave you with this one, which is the blue on photo booths and United Kingdom. There you go. That's the growth. When I first started wedding photography, you know, really seriously advertising and going after the couples, photo booths were not that popular, and they've had this massive rise. Same shape again. This is Christmas, this is January, then you get this massive fall off through the summer when everybody seems to be advertising and there's very little traffic. And you've just got to start looking at the shape of the adverts and when you're advertising, when you're spending all your budget. I'm going to leave it there for now. The website is obviously richardbarleyphotography.com. I have got a website that's my main wedding one, which is richardbarley.co.uk. But I would suggest, you know, getting in touch. I do a free consultation. I just ask you to fill in a contact form. If you're looking at on the site at the minute, and it'll be below this video. Just get in touch, tell me what your problems are. It can be anything to do with your business. I've been crushing every element out of my business so that it is so lean, with editing, everything. I've been doing this for the past 5 years. I made all the mistakes in the first, goodness knows, 10 years, and now it's a very lean business, so, and profitable. So, and you're probably looking at the wrong markets. The general trend out there, I found, is that you somehow start at £300 photographing weddings and you end up photographing weddings at £5,000. You've got to stop listening to all this myth. Most of these wedding photographers, they book 3 seasons and then they start teaching. They haven't actually looked at the whole industry, and they haven't actually worked out how much they want to earn over 10 years. So this is really for people. Only get in touch if you're really serious about doing at least a 5-10 year business between 2019, 2020 and 2030. That's going to be an interesting time for wedding photography. I know what's going to happen. I know where the trends are going, and we can pick it to pieces and we can design a business that works for you and gives you the lifestyle that you want and the income you want. So I hope that helps for now. I'll see you later on.